seriously, how is that even going to work?
Well, hello there and welcome to the Wednesday edition of glennzb TV, the show that puts glennzb into your TV. We start this morning by learning grammar through current events. This is from the people who brought you learning geography through current events, because we've got the WAF controversy going on at the moment with the Motor Trade Association saying that we should keep the warrant of fitness situation the same. We've got the AA saying we should reduce the number of warrants you need to get. The MTA, of course, making quite a lot of money out of doing warrants. I've mentioned this before, of course. But that's not the issue today. The issue is it warrants of fitness or warrant of fitnesses? Because there have been some irate talkback callers and emailers and texters telling people which is which. So I'm just like to straighten that out for you. So here's the choice. We've got warrants of fitness up the top there and warrant of fitnesses down the bottom. Now I could go the Saatchi and Saatchi way here and just open it up for public vote and decide which is correct by which is more popular, as they did with their LMP A spelled AYE campaign. But we're just going to go with the actual rules of grammar here, and I'm just going to get my Sharpie out. As you can see, it's warrants of fitness. Please don't say warrant of fitnesses ever again, or all those people will keep phoning in and texting in, and yeah, we just don't need that stuff. Alright, so it's like mothers-in-law. God help us if there's more than one mother-in-law in the room, but you know, that could happen. Alright, well, let's move on. Why can't I get the topics apart? What is art? So I'm going to solve that little question for you this morning as well, because Damien Hirst has been at it again. This is the bloke who cuts cows in half, puts them in formaldehyde, and then says that that is a piece of art. So because we've got his latest statue, it's called Verity, which is a naked pregnant woman wielding a sword, and they've placed that on the Devon seafront. So that's nice, isn't it? Here's a picture of it there. So she's really naked in that half, and that you can actually see right inside her body. You can see the unborn child there. So it's sort of a romantic, whimsical kind of a piece, I guess you could say. The mayor there, he says that he thinks eventually people will be won over. Having seen it today, it wasn't quite as horrific as they expected. It's an interesting decision, isn't it, to put something which they were expecting to be horrific on the seafront. But I think he's right. I think people will get used to it. We've seen this before, because of course we've got this thing in Auckland by the motorway. It's supposed to be, I think, a Pūtakawa there. I originally thought that it was just some steel foundation and they'd put those things in to stop people hurting themselves on the ends of it. But no, it's a sculpture and people thought that was weird, but we've sort of gotten used to it. And now we use it as a landmark, saying people, you know, go off that on-ramp. We see the Pūtakawa. And of course we had this thing. That's the Cuba Mall fountain, which of course is one of the most stupid pieces of art ever, and yet we love that now. Even though it doesn't really do anything, doesn't really work properly, looks ridiculous, but we love that, so I think people do get used to art. So everything is art. I think that's the answer to that question. Everything is art. Okay, we've got Mary Poppins on the injury list. So this is a problem, because I'm going on Thursday night, and the main Mary Poppins sprained her ankle last night. And Mary Poppins Mark II, the understudy, came on for the second half. And I've got some first-hand reports saying she was good, but not as good. So, yeah, I don't know what that's a bit of a letdown, I think, for the kids in the audience, seeing Mary Poppins get injured and then not just being able to magic it all better with a spoonful of sugar. That's one of those difficult moments. How do you explain that, Mum and Dad? So the kid goes, how come Mary Poppins just can't make it all better? What's going on? What's going on there? You know, it's like going and seeing Santa at the mall, and then the kid comes away going, how come he smelled like wheeze and bourbon? What's going on there? And then of course you had to have that whole difficult conversation about how Santa has helpers to do the mall things, and Mary Poppins obviously has a helper. I don't know. Kids, if you're watching, it's a complicated issue, and everything will become clear when you become an adult. All right. Hey, John Kerr wants to know what the hell Ma'a was thinking going to the Highlanders when he could have stayed at the Blues, because he's had such an awesome time at the Blues, hasn't he? Well, I'll tell you what he was thinking, Sir John. He was thinking the Highlanders won 9, lost 7 this season, and the Blues won 4, lost 12. That's what he was thinking. It's not rocket science. He likes to win, probably. I'm thinking that's what that's about. And I think it's time we had a harder look at Mormon underwear. Don't you, Ed? I think so. I've been doing a lot of research into underwear over the last couple of days, because yesterday I brought you the story that nobody knew this except Mormons probably, that they had special magical underwear that is presented to them when they become, you know, I don't know, grown-up Mormons or something. What I didn't mention yesterday is that on the sort of the very modest T-shirts that they're wearing under there, there are some Masonic symbols, strategically placed Masonic symbols. I don't know if this is going to come out on in the shot there, but yeah, we're getting the thumbs up from behind camera there, so you can see right there, right about nipple position. Those are. And I'm thinking that that's not a bad idea. I quite like the idea of an undergarment with something about the nipple region that's going to rub against your outer garments as you're sort of moving around. I think there's no wonder that Mitt Romney has that massive smile on his face all the time, because that would probably work on me as well, just quietly. So just have this afternoon's debate. They're having the final debate this afternoon, and you'll see, I think, that Romney has that look of a man who's having his nipples just stimulated ever so slightly, whereas Obama, not so much. I think we saw that in the first debate, definitely. I think Obama needs to have a little bit more nipple stimulation there, and everything could turn around for him. That was the Wednesday edition of glennzb TV. Thank you so much for having me in your tally.